Feel No Pain. I just wanted to come at you today with a Starbound review. And this game is a lot like Terraria. I actually already recorded a review for it, but when I went back and looked, I realized it was close to an hour long. So I'm going to just insert this into the beginning and cut out about the first half where I was talking nonsense. As you can see, I'm using the face cam. You can see my wonderfully, horribly messy room. It happens. It's just boxes and stuff. But I just wanted to go over the basics quickly, as opposed to mumbling and rambling forever. So the basics are, it's very much like Terraria, Minecraft, that sort of feel, you build and stuff. The cool little additions are there are more weapon types, there's more weapons, there's like, there seem to be a lot more options as far as that goes over Terraria. There's also a lot of worlds you can go to. You can traverse different planets, which is cool. You actually start out in a tutorial and then you repair your ship so you can go different places. And I've just gotten to that part after recording my video. I played for a while longer and finally did that. It makes the game really cool. It makes it really open, and there's also a quest system. I found a planet you go to where you get quests from people, and when you do their quests, which is it's pretty simple stuff, but it's fun. It gives it a feeling of purpose. When you do their quests, they give you upgrades, like they give you enhanced crafting tables and stuff, and then you can make more things. You can make enhanced forges and enhanced, cooking tables, and you can create better food so that you can keep your health up, and you can create better weapons and better items. And I was making all iron stuff. Now I can make steel, but I have to have oil to mix with this so I can make the steel bars. It's really in depth, and it makes you feel like you're progressing towards something, not just digging deeper all the time. The first planet I found that wasn't the one I started on was a sand planet, and it was completely different. The monsters were harder. It was all sand, which I needed to make glass, which I needed to make something else. But it was a completely different feeling, and now I'm really excited to go back and play and find out all the other planets. As far as the number of planets, I think there's a ton. In the solar system I started in, there's like 7 planetary orbital bodies, which each include multiple actual places you can land. So that's about a couple dozen. And then you can use coordinates to sort of zoom around the universe eventually, I'm guessing, once you get fuel for your ship and upgrade the warp drive or whatever. But I zoomed out a little bit, and there were just dozens of solar systems. It was pretty intense, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it. So basically what I'm going to say is, if you know nothing about these kinds of games, go back to my Terraria video. It'll give you a basic idea. If you've already seen that or played Minecraft or Terraria, go ahead and just keep watching. It's going to go straight into the sort of money and time aspect of things. And beyond that, I'm going to let you get into it, but trust me, it's not an hour-long video anymore, and that's probably for the best, because I know you guys all have lives and things to do, so I didn't want to keep you too long. But I'm gonna just go ahead and segue it in. This is probably gonna be choppy as hell, but it's gonna happen, so on to the video. This game is, as far as time value, it's gonna go along the same route as Terraria. I think it's, if you like it and you give it a shot, it's gonna be something you're gonna play a good bit. Oh. I don't think I'm going to stop playing Terraria because this game exists. I just think it's one of those where I'm going to play this one right now, and if I get tired of it, I'll probably go back, because there's different stuff to do. Terraria has, I guess there's a lot of bosses in this game too, but Terraria has a lot of bosses, and this one has different ones. So, like, you wouldn't just because Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3 was the newest game at some point in time, you wouldn't necessarily not go back and play the first. If that makes sense. You don't play just the newest or just the whatever, because it's... Whoa, hello. I just got ninja attacked. You don't play those just because they're the newest around. If you like the style, it's worth it to play all of the, or more of the games in a certain sort of style, just so you can see what you like. And I'm sure there's people that would tell me I'm absolutely nuts and don't know what I'm talking about, and that this game is crap and Terraria is great, or that Terraria is crap and Minecraft is great, or that they're all crap and I'm some casual noob, which, yeah, I am. And that's okay. That's everyone has their own opinion, and that's allowed. But from my standpoint, the time value on any game like this is going to be pretty good. I don't think in their current format I would ever spend $60 on a game like this. Nothing I've seen so far anyway has sort of given me enough, like even Minecraft, which I played a lot of. I think it probably would have steered me away from it had it been a $60 game. It was $27.99 or something. And Terraria, which I know I keep saying that different, but if that had been a $60 game, there's no way I would have picked it up. I'm not saying it's not worth it, just saying I wouldn't have given it a shot. I wouldn't have tried it, because that's the kind of money that I spend on games that I am just absolutely certain I'm going to like. And I guess there's no certainty in that, and that's kind of the problem. And well, it's the everlasting sort of struggle that anyone that plays games has, even if it's casual games, if it's something you pay $2 on iOS for. There's always that sort of, is it going to be good? Was it going to be worth $2? Which, maybe not. Some games aren't. But as far as $15 goes for this game, I have no problems. I am perfectly happy with spending $15, even in its beta form. And this is one that I would say, even if you are a little sketchy, if you're not a fan of betas, if you're not a fan of early access, for $15 I would still give this a shot, because to be completely honest, it's the best of its style that I've seen. There could still be more out there that I have no idea about, and could be a ton better, but I think I'm willing to say at this point that of these style games that I've seen, the sort of adventuring and building and crafting and Minecraft-esque, I guess you could say, this is by far the most enjoyable. And there is still this that you're watching right now. There's still, dig into a wall to get some iron ore, dig into more walls to get iron ore, and that's just kind of how the game works. My last quest was actually to get 8 iron bars to make an iron anvil, which doesn't sound hard, except you realize that's 16 ore, and it took me 2 trips, 2 full inventories down into the the underworld, or the underground, to actually get that many. I was finding copper and gold and platinum and silver and all sorts of nonsense. I could not find iron, and as you're seeing here, that's all I'm finding. Tons of iron. But there's nothing stopping you from doing your own thing. These quests are great, and even the tutorial, which tutorials are generally something that you'll want to just okay, I want to get through it, and so I can get to the real game. Well, the real game starts right away. There's nothing about this part doesn't feel like a game. It doesn't feel like it's holding your hand. It's just like, hey, you've got to do this. Go underground and have at it. And I like that. I think that's it seems a little more, it's less friendly, to be sure, but it's more, I don't know, enjoyable at the beginning. Because the fact that it has a tutorial and shows you how to do the basics is really nice. But it doesn't tell you everything. It just says, like, okay, make an iron anvil. But it doesn't say how far down you have to go, or where the best place to look is, or what you're going to find. It doesn't say, watch out, these monsters do this, and there's going to be treasure in this kind of area. And no, that's all stuff that you've got to figure out for yourself. So yeah, it's the time value is good. I've put, I think 3 hours into it. I think to be as accurate as possible, I think I've put 3 hours into it, and I'm not, like, that's not enough for me. I actually decided to do this review because I wanted to play. I wanted to play, and I needed a good reason to do this instead of anything else. And I guess nowadays sometimes I feel like I need a reason to play games because it's just not something I can do all the time, and there's a lot of times things I could be doing that might be more productive, but oh, hello. But I really wanted to do this because I was like, okay, I really want to play this game bad enough that I want to do a review on it, which means I want to play it bad enough that it deserves to be seen. So I'll go cost value. Yeah, time value now. Sorry, forgot where I was. But the time value on this seems really good too. So far, like I said, for me just jumping on and showing the menus and stuff like that, there was not a whole lot of downtime. Like, start on the ship, teleport down to the planet, and literally at that point, 20 seconds into the game, I can just jump down into the mines I've been in and start going at it. I mean, you saw that it did not take me long to find monsters and to find sort of things that wanted to kill me, which is happening. There we go. Woo. But yeah, that doesn't take long at all. And like, if right now I've got a bunch of iron, I believe. Yeah, let's see. I have 41 iron ore. That's, oh God, that's like 3 times as much as I've ever had before. If I left it right here and turned the game off, I would feel like I had a pleasant gaming experience. If I only had this 20 minutes or so to play, then it'd totally be worth it. And so as far as that goes, regardless of how much time you have to play, and I can actually guarantee that, ooh, that was sneaky. No matter how much time you have to play, it's definitely worth it to give this a shot. If you like this kind of game. Like I said, I'm going to try to quit making sweeping declarations on this kind of thing, because I don't want people to think that if you've never played this kind of game before, then I know it's for you and I know what's best for you. Now, if you like these kinds of games, if you're interested in these kinds of games, this is a damn good one to start with, to be honest. Or to try out if you've already played a bunch. I do like the fact that you have quite an extended range over a lot of games on this. And there seems to be, like, it's weird because your flashlight can go through walls. Well, for one, you have a flashlight. But it works kind of like a torch, like a portable one that has, like, a really long distance. But you can kind of see what's going on. This also makes the game more accessible, because I think the one thing I didn't like about Terraria, or one of the things that kind of bothered me, was that a lot of the times you just felt like you were going into the ground, but you had no direction. You had no idea what you were getting to. And sometimes you would just dig forever. And when you did that, that would cause problems. It kind of takes away from the fun. It destroys the, I don't know, the idea that you're getting somewhere. And I think in a game like this, that's what you need. you always need to feel like you're accomplishing something, even no, however small, because obviously you can't always be, you know, fighting giant bosses and stuff like that. But you need to always feel like you're accomplishing something at the very least, because otherwise the experience just gets completely ruined. You just have no desire to do it anymore. And thus far, I've found that this one isn't like that. If I ever get to an area where I feel like there's no caves to explore, I usually find one pretty quick, or I can use my flashlight to kind of, I don't know, call it whatever you want, cheat the system and look through walls and find where things are. You can use torches for that too, but that's a limited resource, or semi-limited. But yeah, that's... Ugh. Hold on. I'm scared. Hey. Oh, and I should probably mention these little things. These are like little coins that you get out of here, kind of like in Terraria. Pixels, they call them. Makes sense. But it's... I feel bad making this video, because I really did talk up Terraria like, well, this is the best thing you're going to get in this sort of game style for a long time. It's new, it's fresh. And it is. It's new, and it was fresh, but I think this does it so much better. And it's kind of a blast, and I think it'd be good for all ages. And that's something I haven't really talked about, because I'm a 32-year-old guy. I don't necessarily think about that, but I'm pretty sure 8-year-old me would have loved this game. I'm pretty sure 14-year-old me would have loved this game. And that's something interesting to look at, especially if, say you are my age, or give or take, and you want a game that your whole family can enjoy. This is definitely something that, like, non-gamers or people who are just kind of more casual... like I said, I always call myself a casual gamer, but what it really is I've played things like Call of Duty, I've had my 3.0 KDs, whatever. I think it's that I prefer to play games where I can play them casually if I want to. Now, I wasn't always like that, and for a long time I played games a lot, and I didn't even know that guy was there. And I played games a lot, so I have a little better feeling of the functionality of most games and how they work. And I'm relatively new to PC games, other than stuff like World of Warcraft, which I played just obnoxious amounts of. But I'm relatively new to a lot of this style stuff on PC, and especially when I do reviews about like these like first-person shooters. Never played on PC, so I am a little bit casual for right now, because there's a lot I'm still learning. But I feel like I'm getting used to it, and it also gives me a fresh perspective that if I can't pick up the controls on a game, it's often because I've never played a game like that on PC. But control schemes shouldn't be difficult. They shouldn't at all be difficult. And like I said, well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of buttons on this. You've got the movement, you've got C for crafting, and you've got E to interact with things, and that's it. And that's fine. I think it's good for a lot of different people, and it's... Oh, forgot what I was doing. But it's good for a lot of different types of gamers and people with a lot of different amounts of time and money to spend. And oh, it's a blast. I mean, you're watching it, so you get to decide for yourself. At this point, I'm really just talking over the stuff you want to see, over the stuff that really makes the difference. Oh, climbing rope, that's cool. But hello. Oh, and you can hit multiple things at once too. There we go. I think the only problem I see, and this might just be something that because it's beta, it will get fixed, but I'm not sure. I hope it gets fixed. The only thing I've seen that really bothers me, especially, and I'll compare it again, as compared to Terraria, I feel like the movement and the combat isn't quite as smooth. And as you can see, I've been hitting stuff fine and it looks smooth. And it is, but the only thing that bothers me, and I don't know, Terraria is not like this, and I don't know why it's different, or if it may, I don't think, it's not just my imagination. I know Terraria is not like this, but I don't know why it bothers me so much. But with Terraria, if you walk left while your mouse is on the right, you still run left. Whereas in this, you back up. So when you back up slower than you walk normally. So yeah, the only thing, that's kind of the only thing that's taken a good while to get used to. I'm just now sort of naturally feeling that in the game as something that I'm okay with. And you've probably seen me do it a couple times, walk backwards for no apparent reason. And yeah, I kind of look like an idiot doing it because I'm not used to it. That's really the only kind of design flaw I see. And it's unfortunate that that's there, but it's not a game breaker for me. I'm desperately trying to find things about this game I don't like so I can not sound like just, oh god, it's the best game ever. Yeah. Well, it's good. And I think I'm going to gather this stuff, and I think I'm going to keep playing. And I think that's going to be about it for me. I'm just going to hide up here, take a step back, and that's it. That's the game for you. If you don't mind spending $15 on a game that resembles Terraria a lot, but has some new mechanics and a lot better sort of, I don't know what it is, a story? I haven't even gotten to a lot of the story. The combat feels nicer. It's still punishing. I mean, as you saw, I only have 100 health, and I was getting hit for like 30 a lot of the time. But it's a very more visceral feel to the combat. Like, every hit, everything feels a little more like you're in it. Well, like Minecraft. The combat feels more like that, even though it's 2D, where you hit something and it recoils and you get knocked around a little bit, and there's just a little more feel of that, which is good. I think games need that, and Terraria was lacking a little. So yeah, my overall perspective is if you've got a computer that can run it, which is probably likely if you're watching this and interested enough, and if you like this style of game, definitely get it, because it's a solid little platformy exploration game. And even if you only spend, say, 10-20 hours playing it, that's 10 or 20 hours of fun for $15. And it does it keeps you into it. You're always looking at walls, you're always seeing if you can see that one little piece of ore that's you know, hiding up here. And that's what got me. The whole feel of everything, and the fact that it doesn't feel unfair. It doesn't. I don't feel like I've been screwed over. I've actually died twice, but it's fine because it was my mistakes. I got a little too overzealous. You saw earlier I put torches down in a little dungeon, whatever, before I jumped down. You should do that, because if you don't, you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna, you know, fall into a group of monsters and not know what's happening. But stand on my little pedestal. I'm gonna wave my thing around. I'm gonna say bye. Okay, there it was. Talk to you guys later. See you in the next video.